recording already?
Yeah.
You fucking ready to rip?
Yeah.
I'm ready to go, dog. I had nothing. Start this shit off.
This guy. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back. We're back at it again. You know what it is, your boy John.
The fucking white belt slayer. Here, ready to rip.
Yeah.
But
day one. This is literally day one back from fucking Illinois for me. So.
yeah, dude, I got back Friday morning after a 22-hour drive.
I
trained.
I'm not gonna.
And I trained. What's up? Hey,
I'm not.
Hey, shh. How much you weigh, fatty?
I don't even know.
Oh, bullshit.
I have not weighed myself.
Bullshit.
I'm probably like 215, 216,
oh,
maybe.
Fuck no.
Maybe a little more. There's a lot of steaks, okay?
I'm looking at you right now. That shirt's fitting one.
I ate a lot of steaks. That's all I ate. Steaks. I stayed at a place because they have the steakhouse, and that's all I ate.
We all know you like to eat meat.
This guy always right off the bat.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'm gonna guess 220.
No, I think.
What did you weigh before? 203, 208.
It's 203, 204. The last before I left.
What'd you weigh in at? 208.
Oh, 206 when I weighed in.
So you're probably 204.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. So I'm like 215. I'm guessing.
What happened to all those veins too?
What about them?
Boy, looking thick over here.
I'm just doing.
That's why eating good. Yeah, that's what it is.
I try to I still try to avoid fast food, but it was just like steaks. I was like, I'm not paying. Fucking steaks. That's all I ate.
You're the cheapest one. Steaks. We've been to that fucking Gator.
Hell yeah.
We didn't talk about it in the last couple episodes, but we've been forgetting on the drinks. I'm on a Red Diesel and an Arrowhead.
This is the best Gatorade. This lime cucumber. Oh, so good. Well, I grew up eating the cucumber. Then why the fuck do you not like this?
I don't know. It just tastes like
so good.
Green water to me. I don't know. Yeah, those ones. You know what I'm trying to do?
It's like a hint of lime. It's not like overly done.
Do you remember when they had like the Mexican Gatorades? There was like Extremo and like all the different ones.
Mm-mm.
Those ones were my favorite.
Extremo?
Yeah, there was
a name.
Yeah, there was like a whole
that's
Mexican
racist.
Gatorade. Like that's where that flavor came from.
Oh.
Those used to be like these Mexican Gatorade flavors, and they had different names. Like one of them was like Extremo, and there was like a whole bunch.
So
of
they
Extremo
just
flavors.
So they just kind of
like my favorite one's the melon one. You can't find that one very often, but that's one of the Mexican ones. It's orange. I don't even know what the fuck melon's supposed to be. It's good though. It's an orange one. It's really good. I fuck with the Fierce Grape too. Make the shits turn green.
I mean, might as well, since we're doing this live. One thing I wanted to bring up, something that we're live. We're watching. Well, we're not live, but we're fucking recording it.
Let's do it live.
Let's do it live. On our Instagram page, go follow our Instagram page. First of all, if you're not following it, go follow 40 and Fighting. Follow Beard
Rolls,
and then Ghost Ninja SD. Anyways, but I did start a new what are they called? Highlights or whatever?
Oh, like the reel thing?
Yeah, the reels. And what I was thinking, since you travel more than me, but then I do travel, I want to try to hit up gyms and then put a place where we can say, like, you know what, when you travel, what are you doing? You're like Googling, where can I go? Where can I go? This way we can be like, oh, here's the place that I've been to, you've been to. So I'll start like, even if we don't, if we can get a picture there, even better. But if not, if you roll there and you're like.
Picture didn't happen. Also, you got to hit up our guy, Devin. Devin fucking travels and trains more anywhere.
Yeah. So I was thinking about putting something there so that you guys can, like, if you guys are traveling, you're like, oh, I know he went there. They can, like, go look and be like, oh, here's a gym that I know is, like, chill. They're not going to fucking try to murder me. It's a chill spot to go to. So, not to say that, I mean, maybe you do want a spot that they're going to try to murder you. But I didn't either. I found the perfect spot.
So I was about to fucking...
Perfect spot.
I was going to fucking beat you up for another 10 minutes, but now we're getting into it. Okay, so I'm going to tell the story because...
Oh, boy.
We talked right away. I think you called me right after you rolled, right?
Yeah.
You were driving back to
I was driving back to the hotel.
So this motherfucker calls me, and he tells me the story, which I'll let him tell the story. But then he was like, yeah, man, I don't know. My fingernail got ripped off. And then he posted this picture in the group chat and proceeded to get fucking roasted.
One person said something.
I was roasting you in my head. Everyone was roasting you.
I don't give a fuck. My nails were short.
This fool was crying about his fingernail getting ripped off. Show this fucking
Band-Aid. It's fucking ripped off, bitch!
Your fingernail got bent back.
No, it's ripped. It's ripped halfway. Look, no, I'm not taking the Band-Aid off.
Oh, taking his Band-Aid off.
Hell no. I'm not taking the fucking Band-Aid off. That's fucking not worth it. Look, the fucking nail ripped. It ripped all. That's all.
Your fingernails are too long.
They're big. I had just cut them before I left so that I can go fucking roll.
My skin is over my fingernail. This is too long. I felt bad yesterday. I rolled and I forgot to cut my fingernails. I cut
my fingernails every week. I did them right before.
Right
now they're long.
That's long.
Yeah, right now it's long. Right now they're long. I have to cut them like all the time. They go quick.
3 or 4 days a week. And,
God, too many times.
And I sit next to you while you do this podcast. Your fingernails are always long, dog. You got those pointy fingernails too, like little chisels.
I don't know. I'm telling you. Why are you making fun of my disabilities?
I was going to make fun of you some other shit too.
God damn it.
What it was. You started talking about this fucking fingernail thing.
Anyways, I didn't go fucking check it out.
Bitch made fucking
that shit fucking hurt. That shit was bleeding everywhere.
He was like, oh my god, I had to stop and put tape on it. Then he posted. I thought your fingernail was like off. I was like,
dude, halfway is pretty fucking.
Homie got fucked up.
Halfway is pretty hard.
Then you post this picture.
Hey, that shit was ripped halfway. It fucking sucks. I don't give a fuck what you say. That shit hurts. And I taped it and I kept rolling because that was the first fucking roll I did. He did teach some cool shit.
I don't care about teaching. Tell me about the rolls.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Tell the story.
So yeah. So anyways, I'm looking around for a gym. I found a
so
gym.
This motherfucker was traveling for. Normally,
I don't want. You want me to go to details? Look.
Yes.
Normally you're like, oh, what? Too much details. You talk too much.
I know, but you're just saying something.
All right. So last week I was in Illinois, in Peoria, because I had to travel for work. Does that suffice?
Yes.
All right. So I flew out there, and
that was a good description of what you should be saying. Continue. Like you're a broadcaster.
God damn it.
You're a fucking professional. Dog.
Anyways, so I was traveling, and I was trying to find a place to train because I usually just.
I thought you had a place on lock.
I thought I did. He never fucking answered me. Okay. I'm like, whatever. So I started looking at it again, and then this place popped up. It was new. And when I found it, I noticed that he followed Omar. And so then I was like, okay, I was like, if anything, he knows who Omar is. So, whatever.
Let me interject here.
It could be bad. It could be good.
No. He interjected, and when it's like, yeah, maybe if I tell him I train Omar, he let me train for free.
Oh, I did say that, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he did. He wouldn't take my money. But I bought a rash guard.
Yeah, there you go.
But he
he
wouldn't take my money.
I see you dropping $20, but I didn't see
and anyway, so I show up, and I make myself laugh. Yeah, your fucking voice. I showed up, and it was like it's all white belts. Like he's a brand new school, brand new area, all white belts. Like not even there was like one stripe white belt.
If I would have rolled up in that bitch, I would have got my dick would have got so hard. I would have been bricked up.
Yeah, so he like
snapping my fucking belt.
Yeah, so
well, actually, I did roll into a place like that.
Did you?
Yeah.
Right. So his class, I think, was like an hour and a half or something. So he does half hour of drilling.
How long was that warm up though?
There was no warm up.
Hell,
there was no warm up.
Hey, more gym owners. Fuck.
Yeah, there was no warm up. We just drilled, and we only did two. He only did two things.
For the drilling it.
Yeah, just drilling, which I thought was I thought was cool. I felt bad because he was drilling with me instead of them. And like I was watching them, like, bro, they need help. And I almost wanted to like, hey, you can help them, But,
I know how to do it. What was it? What
did you teach? It was kind of like that lasso sweep that Misa does, but without the lasso.
That motherfucker hit me with that yesterday.
So he does that, but he did it without the lasso setup.
That's what he did to me yesterday.
Oh, did he?
It was like this like weird kind of John Wayne lasso-ish. This motherfucker.
Yeah, and then he also did the like if they counter it and they try to like posture up, the sweep from there and how to use that.
That's exactly what he did to me yesterday.
Oh.
So I was real quick. I'm gonna interject your story. I was rolling this motherfucker yesterday, and I don't know. Somehow I swiped him with some bullshit. Probably gave me the sweep so he could sweep me back. And I was sitting there, and I was like, I ain't gonna fucking dive my hand in there and let this motherfucker lasso me. I was trying in my head. I was like, how am I gonna get past his guard without putting the arm under? And then
he did it without it.
I tried to push his knee down, and then I was like, no. And then I popped up. As soon as I popped up, it was like a John Wayne like lasso. It was like sounds exactly like what you're talking about.
He's getting really good with the
Man, fuck that fool.
The John Wayne sweep. I've seen it. He hit that in the competition too.
Dude, I felt it too. I felt it.
I've been trying to get it. I just don't have the technique.
You know how you push your feet down? I felt him push his feet, and I was like, oh hell no.
Yeah. Anyway, so he showed that. That was really fucking cool. And then he was like, all right, let's just roll. He's like, we got an hour, we can just roll, whatever. And then
how does the rolling go? Does he pick the rolls or you pick your person?
No, he didn't pick.
Ever?
Yeah, he didn't pick any of them. So we just rotate, and I just rotated.
Been like this.
Yeah, we just rotated. Well, there's only white belts.
I would have picked the weak ones.
There was no weak ones.
No?
Dude, fucking country motherfucker. Yeah.
And I would have picked the big ones.
And so I did roll the big one. So he first started off, I guess, because he was like, hey, we don't have a lot. Like he's like, it's me and like one purple belt who doesn't come all the time. So he's like,
roll with that purple belt?
He wasn't there.
Oh, okay.
So then he was just like, so they don't get the chance to roll with high level guys. And so then he kind of gave him a little speech and was like, hey, like just be aware, like if you turn it up on him, he's gonna match your pace, and he's like, and you're not gonna want that. So
He's gonna break
yeah,
you
he's
off.
like, so he was kind of just like, basically just be aware, like how you roll, he's gonna roll, right?
Yeah.
So then I was like, do you start standing? Do you start sitting? And I think they start sitting, but they were just. Did you lose it? Did you did this motherfucker? How did you lose
Where
it?
did it go?
Oh, there it is.
What the?
Right there.
God damn. Sorry, we have to put an edit up in this bitch. Is it on?
Yeah. I didn't even see it come off.
Me either. Let me make a note about that real quick.
That's why you need a chain.
Dude, my chain's too big.
The chain's too big.
It is. I tried to do it before. It's too big.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. There, we're back at it.
Hey, sorry the audio is probably fucked up for a little bit. Somewhere my mic shot off.
Yeah.
I was getting buck wild over here.
Hey,
but fuck you guys. If you complain about the audio.
Yep, I agree.
Continue.
Yeah. So then I just did the first we just rotated. So the first.
How many people were there?
There's like 3-4 people.
Oh, so you broke them all
brand new.
So you broke them all off.
So then, like the first match, I basically was like, I'm gonna play the first role. I'm just gonna kind of play from the bottom and give them shit. So that's kind of what happened. So I was doing a lot of deep half and just sweeps and stuff. But that first one, when I was on deep half, my finger went like as it went for like the deep half. That's when that shit ripped.
You did that to yourself?
I don't know if I did it or what, but when I was here, all of a sudden it fucking ripped off, and I felt it, and I was like, oh, whatever, and then all of a sudden I look at his key and it's fucking covered in blood, and I'm like, fuck, and I was like, all right, that was me. So he stopped, and I just kind of like fucking taped and bandaged it. So yeah, we rolled through like just kind of like.
How many paper cutters you hit?
I actually didn't go for any submissions except for I went north south, but I did. So one of the biggest guy, I got to mount and I tapped under pressure. From mount, and he tapped, and I'm like, "Oh, you okay?" And he's like, I get off, and he goes, "I've never had that happen before." I was like, "What?" He's like, "I've never just tapped because I couldn't do anything, like I couldn't breathe and nothing." I was like, "Oh, you mean the pressure?" He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Yeah, welcome." That was the favorite thing, was hearing him say, "I've never felt like that, and I've never had that happen." And I think you talked in the past about how different schools teach differently.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about how we're heavy pressure, like everything's pressure in our class. So I was like, I wonder if that, and then their professor's pretty small too, but even Omar, his fucking pressure's insane, right?
I don't really, no disrespect to the man. I don't feel like Omar's pressure's that wild. He for sure, like, will hit
for
you
his weight?
For his weight, for sure. But he'll hit you, like, in some static positions. You're like, damn, like, the motherfucker's got it.
Yeah.
But then, like, dude, you roll some of these white belts.
Oh, yeah, they
got pressure,
like Albert.
Yeah. It's like, what the
he brings
fuck?
Death.
Dude.
That shit is rough.
Dude.
Yeah, Albert's got crazy.
So I always compare it that way. It's like, yes, Omar's pressure is amazing. But you know what's even more important about Omar's pressure when you roll with him? Is that he hits you in a position where you can't move.
Yeah, you're stuck.
Yeah, and it's not so much like I feel like I'm going to die. It's like, I'm fucking stuck.
Yeah.
So that I think that's where you...
Yeah, but that what he teaches, and what we learn in that, and then you put that into a bigger guy, it just fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But definitely Omar will hit me with some shit where I'm fucking pinned. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And by the way, I forgot, his school is Henry BJJ in Peoria. Check our Instagram.
Come back in the post and blast that shit.
But cool. The dude was super cool. Like I said, he showed some cool shit. I think he was like a 3-stripe black belt. I forgot who he's under. But he was like talking about Omar. I guess he trained with him. Like he went to before IBJJF in Brazil when they were doing the
Brazilian Nationals.
Yeah, the Brazilian Nationals. He went there.
I wonder where he would have trained at, though.
And he trained with him.
But the Brazilian Nationals are in Rio, and Omar lived in Manaus.
I don't know. I didn't go. I just know that he trained with him. He trained with Megaton, and he trained with...
that was for sure down there.
Yeah, and he said he trained with Megaton
That's
over there.
The original.
He was telling me some stories about him, about Megaton.
Let's talk about Megaton real quick.
He said, he was like, that boy is wild.
Yeah, More importantly, let's talk about Mackenzie's fine ass real quick.
She got work.
I don't give... Yeah, let's talk about the fighting part of it.
This guy...
Okay, no. I want to talk about the fighting part now. Let's everyone go back into the Wayback Machine. Maybe like 2 months ago, we're talking about shit. And I was telling you specifically, she'll never be a world champion because her striking is never going to be on par.
I didn't disagree with you.
No, you did. You said, I think she can get there. And I was like, no, it's too late.
I think she can get there, but...
No, not in this lifetime.
I don't think she's... If you watched her game, She literally just went for jiu-jitsu. She did not.
Yeah, but
so it doesn't look like she focused on
you're
her
not a
understanding
UFC
that much.
aficionado
Oh
like
my
us and
god!
a bunch of these
Oh,
guys.
like us.
Okay.
Get the fuck out of here.
Who did she train with before she
Go,
trains with now?
come on.
Tell me. Who did she train with before she trains with now? You don't know.
Because you follow her, all of a sudden you're aficionado?
No, I follow the UFC. I follow fighting because I do
So
a
who'd you train
podcast
with?
about fighting. She used to train with a guy named Jason Perillo.
Okay.
So Perillo is one of the best striking coaches in the fucking game. And while before Perillo, she trained at Black House. Then she went to Perillo and her striking started getting good. So she started trying to fuck chicks up with her hands. And it made her too confident. And then there's no more Perillo team anymore for whatever reason. Perillo is the striking coach at Ruka. There's no more Ruka Sport anymore. So I don't know if she
Is that the one in Austin?
No, Ruka's isn't
But isn't that a Ruka gym?
No, that's Roka.
Roka.
So Ruka is the clothing brand, RVCA.
Oh, okay.
So and then Roka is the sunglasses, ROKA.
Okay.
But so Ruka Sport that was in a lot of that's where the homie's fighting next week. He's fighting Sean O'Malley. I fucking love him too. The dude from Argentina or wherever. So he was there. There was like 5 or 10 really good strikers, but the main thing was that Perillo was there. Perillo was the head coach at Ruka, and he's a striking coach. So he got Mackenzie to elevate her game with the hands, but it made her overconfident where she started trying to strike with everyone, and then it just that ain't for her. She needs to be able to throw like a 1-2 and get in there on a single.
Yeah.
But
like Daniel Cormier, like
exactly,
some bombs,
exactly
go
like that.
for takedowns.
Or just enough to get your hands moving.
When she was on the ground, she was controlling the fucking match.
Yeah.
But she just wasn't doing damage.
Mackenzie has a fucking Uchimata like you wouldn't fucking believe too. Like she is amazing at grappling jiu-jitsu.
Well, I heard she's going back down. She's gonna go back to
Brazil.
grappling.
Yeah, she should.
Yeah,
that's what we.
I think that's what
we literally had this.
I know, but they saying that she I don't know. She said it or someone in her camp is saying that she's gonna refocus back on like IBJJF, I think, or I don't know.
She would. I would think she'd be better trying to get into like the pro circuit, like ADCC.
Yeah,
like
I agree.
Who's number one? Like, I don't know if she has been surpassed now.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Because how old is Mackenzie? She's like early 30s, maybe late 20s. She's 28 to 32. She's in that range.
I think
she might be younger than that.
I think that a lot of grapplers. I think people don't realize that like there's a lot of people like I just watched a fight with a guy. Was it last week? His debut in the UFC, and he was like 32.
Yeah,
and I was like, holy shit.
But for women and the weight,
right?
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, so that's the thing is like, what does Mackenzie weigh? She fights at 25 or 15 or 25. So she's super light.
Well, plus she's a kid, so
yeah,
trying to cut weight like that is
probably
pretty hard.
Fuck, you don't follow fighting at all, do you? Okay, so Mackenzie Dern came into the UFC is when they first opened the 115 class. She missed weight like 4 times.
Yeah.
So she went up to 125. They forced her to go to 125. She got to 125 and was making it, still kind of having trouble, like looking bad at the weight cuts. And then she had her kid, went back down to 15 and never missed again. So after she had her kid, she was losing weight better.
I'm curious how that works. I'm curious how that works, like on the body. Like I'm sure it's
supposedly it's really bad for women to weight cut. Yeah. But so what I was getting to though is like so Mackenzie's a 115 fighter. I don't know what she won worlds and shit at, but let's say she's a 115 to 125er, right?
Damn it, she beat what's her name? It's that big ass chick, the black
Gabby Garcia.
Gabby Garcia.
A lot of people beat her.
She was the first one though.
Maybe back in the day, yeah. She got the ADCC last year. She got fucked up. She got thrown through the metal.
Oh man, you ever seen her shit? What's going on with her?
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
Okay, so this Mackenzie is light. Let's just say she's light. She's on the lighter range of the spectrum. I think there's a 105 maybe, but
I don't know.
She's at the lower end of
the weight class,
the normal competition weight class. Right? Let's say IBJJF.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the girls in that bracket. They're younger. They're faster. They're focusing on jiu-jitsu, and I hate to say it because we're a part of this too. They're focusing on modern jiu-jitsu.
Yeah,
they're not into the smashing shit that we're into. So how is she going to be able to compete with people that are more dynamic? You know what I mean? This is the reason that Humaita doesn't have adult competitors. It's because it's an old school game. It's not that it doesn't work, but you have to be very good at the old. No, I think. Well, look at Omar. Omar's got the oldest game there is, but he's so fucking good at it. You're not beating it.
Yeah.
So you have to be that good at this old school shit, or you got to know all the tricks, like Devin was talking about. All these fucking tricks, like being able to berimbolo, being able to side roll, doing all this shit, right? Which, how many times do you think fucking Hoyler taught side rolls, where you fucking roll over your shoulders? Probably 0, because those motherfuckers smash. You know what I mean? So the game has passed her. I think she could come back and maybe do good at ADCC, but even then, these chicks are fucking wrestling through high school.
Yeah.
Some of them are college wrestlers. Like, the wrestling level is so high. how good is her
wrestling
jiu-jitsu and her judo versus modern wrestling?
I didn't even think about the. It's not just the guys; it's girls that are coming into the sport now.
Look,
wrestling,
look at Cody's daughter.
Yeah,
she's in 8th grade wrestling high schoolers and winning.
Yeah,
like there's these savage girls coming up, and I think combat sports is not for her. She needs to go and be a personality in the space now. Like, she could go out there and teach people how to grapple, or she could go out there and commentate. She can go out there and be a fucking model. She is back to where I wanted to talk about. God damn, she's hot. After she had her kids, she got hotter. Like, she was kind of okay, but you kind of look like Megaton. But now, like now she is so hot, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, I don't know. I think her. Yeah, I don't know where her career's going to go from here. I'm surprised they didn't cut her.
She's popular. She's crazy hot. She does a lot of people. So I didn't watch that fight, but I heard a lot of people talk about it. A lot of people thought she won.
That's what I thought. She did good once it got to the ground, and like most of the matches, like the second half, she would get it to the ground. Mm-hmm. But I don't think she did damage. She didn't really do any damage, and
damage
was damaging her.
But damage is the number one thing they score on.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying.
Control is the last thing.
That's what I'm saying. Like, she got fucked up. She was almost knocked out. She barely got in there. Like, he could have stopped the fight. He could have stopped the fight.
It was that good?
It was that bad? Yeah, it was that bad. Like, I was like, oh, well, that's it.
Yeah, I didn't watch that.
Yeah, he gave her more than enough time. I think he could have 100% stopped it, and no one would have disagreed with that stoppage.
Yeah, I think this is her third loss in a row.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm surprised they didn't cut her. Usually they cut pretty quick. But again, I think she's bringing in...
It's 2 or 3, but she's got a name.
Yeah, that's the thing. She does have a name. She brings in pay-per-view buys.
She's cheeked up.
All the memes.
I don't know if she's bringing in pay-per-view buys, but she's fucking getting motherfuckers to watch. That's
was she in the main event?
I think she was the main event of the prelims.
Oh, okay.
Like the last fight on the prelims. But yeah, I think the game is packed. Unfortunately, that's what happens. But then there's like outliers, like our other fucking girl, Kendall Rusing. She took 2 years after, a year and a half off after blowing her fucking knee out at ADCC and came back and won No-Gi Worlds.
But I bet she was still training jiu-jitsu.
She wasn't.
At all?
I mean, of course she was training.
That's what I mean.
But she's not like...
Not as dynamic.
Yeah, she's not training to compete because she can't.
Yeah, but there's a difference.
I think she was good enough to be able, like, physically fit enough to do a camp for Worlds. But I don't think she announced that she was doing Worlds. Mm-hmm. Because she's a previous world champion, she can just go sign up. So she just signed up and won. So, but she's jiu-jitsu lifestyle 100%. She owns a school. Her fucking man owns a school. And all they do is travel and do jiu-jitsu. Yeah. So whether she was competitively training
but still, I mean, she's
actively, in the realm.
Yeah. So I wonder how much...
But when you fight...
Yeah, it takes you out of that. Yeah, because you have to focus on everything else. So I'm wondering how much...
If you don't jiu-jitsu, lose it, you lose it.
If you don't use it, you lose.
That's what I said.
No. That's not what you said.
That was close. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah. Like you're saying, like she has to focus on fighting. She has to focus on hands and kicking.
You have to, or you're gonna knock the fuck out.
And big time on cardio and other shit like that. So how much did she focus on jiu-jitsu, versus it only being jiu-jitsu? So I guess we'll find out. It'd be interesting to see her just sign up to a fucking random like IBJJF tournament.
And she can, because she's a gi world champion and a no-gi world champion. So like she can just go sign up.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying sign up for any of them.
Yeah. But
just to...
I bet she would do good, but just the level has changed. Like look at all, like I don't know any of their names, but look at all those chicks from AOJ that are in that weight class that are black belts.
Insane. Yeah. Yeah, it's
crazy.
But
maybe her gi game is. I mean, it was at one point her gi game was so far elevated, no one stood a chance.
Yeah.
So maybe her gi game is still that good. I don't know personally, but I've never seen her roll gi. I never watched any of her comps or anything. But so I mean, you got to be able to take, because she does that old school shit from what I've seen. She's not out there like, maybe she is like Baron Bowen, but I mean, she's not like as a modern example of like a move. I mean, she's a smashing machine. Yeah. She's out there destroying chicks. Like beating.
I mean, this gives a good insight into like where John Danaher and Gordon, where he's like, don't do MMA. Because he's got such a good thing, and the problem maybe he'll do good in MMA, but it's going to be the same thing where now you're going to stop focusing on jiu-jitsu. You're not going to be the top.
Yeah, but there's probably, if I'm being nice about it, there's probably 50 guys in the world making money off jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, there's not a lot.
Like professional.
Yeah.
Professional
jiu-jitsu. Yeah, you can fucking Gordon. Yeah, there's a handful.
You got Gordon. You got fucking Craig Jones. You got Nicky Ryan, Nicky Rod.
And those guys, some of those are just because they have the school.
Yeah.
Like
well,
if
Nicky Rod's making money on other shit.
Well, if Nicky Ryan, what's fucking Gordon Ryan's brother?
Nicky Ryan,
yeah. I feel like if that school wasn't there, he wouldn't be making any money.
No, he makes money on the instructionals. His instructionals are popping.
Are they?
Yeah. Yeah. He talks about it. That's how he makes a living is instructionals. He doesn't own that school. Craig owns that school.
Yeah, but that school gives him notoriety.
Yeah.
Through the
but
Instagram and through the videos.
So the reason Nicky Ryan is popping is because he was like 16, fucking a few adults.
Everybody. Yeah, he was at one point better than Gordon.
Yeah, but he's
then he got
injuries.
Yeah, he's got that reminds me of what's the name? The UFC fighter. He's from San Diego, and he always had knee issues too. Fuck, he's a commentator now.
In the UFC?
Yeah.
Dominic Cruz. Yeah, but he was a multiple-time world champion in the UFC.
Yeah, but like he was plagued by injuries. Imagine,
but he would win a world title and then have to take a year off and then come back and win it again. Yeah,
and it was that's imagine like how dominant his career would be if he didn't have injuries and he could just fucking train.
Or
nonstop.
Maybe his career was so dominant because he got these injuries and is able to heal and then come back and he's not taking constant damage.
Those are big injuries, though.
Yeah, but Dominic Cruz was like a really weird fighter. Like, you ever actually
watch
him fight?
He had a weird style.
He would hit like the wrestling stance and then like be able to like throw high kicks.
Yep.
Like, he was awkward. And like the next coming to him was TJ Dillashaw. And the next coming to TJ Dillashaw is fucking what's his name? Another kid from Colorado. He's bad as fuck. He's number 2 at that weight. Corey Sandhagen. They all fight the same, but it's all like Dominic Cruz was like the prototype, and then those like TJ Dillashaw fights just like Dominic Cruz. And then Corey Sandhagen's like if those two dudes had kids and fights like that, like so it's like it's that fighting
unorthodox
that works at that weight. They're all the same weight.
Yeah,
all those are 135ers. So it works in that. But then you
135?
Yeah, 135. Yeah, Dominic Cruz, TJ Dillashaw, Corey Sandhagen, all 135.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and then they're awkward. They're hard to fight because Sandhagen does that same shit too. Where he's coming down. It looks like he's going to grab your feet, but he throws a high kick. Like it's crazy. Like,
have you seen on Instagram Johnny Jones?
John Bones.
He's been posting videos.
Yeah.
Like some little breakdowns and stuff.
You see that one you talk about Cormier?
Yeah,
I'm trying that one,
dude. But I was thinking to myself, like how, like his. Obviously, it's not just him. There's a lot of people with this that are at that level. But the fight smarts that he has of breaking down.
That's how you become a champion.
Like that was crazy. Like how he breaks down the fucking move. Like I was like, huh. And it's just interesting to, like when I see it, I'm like, yeah, that's cool technique. But in my mind, I'm like, damn, he's like, he's studying it.
I think that's why, like, if it was between you and I, one of us are going to win a Masters World Champion. I think it'd be you. Because you have the mental side of it and like
just studying it,
like the matrix thing of it. Like you download the moves, you know what I mean. So if someone puts you in a position, you're like, oh, I can do this. You know what I mean. Yeah. Versus I'm like,
I get off on. I do enjoy that side of it.
Yeah, I'm like I like it too, but I'm like a 10,000 reps guy. Like the reason the paper cutter works for me so good is because I rep it.
Yeah.
I rep the paper cutter. Like while for me the half guard sweeps are starting to work is because I've been repping it for years. You know, just half guard.
Well, the way it works for me, what I've noticed is like I'll like recognize shit, and I'm like, man, I'll get stuck somewhere, and then I'll be like, fuck, I remember this move from here, and then I'll have to look it up, and then the next time I'm like, I have it, and I'm like, all right, now I try it, and then I'll remember it, but like I'll like try to learn just a little bit, and I try not to go too crazy because you can overwhelm your shit, you know. So I always try to keep like 1 or 2 new things like kind of fresh.
Not me,
and that's it. And then if I happen to get to one of those opportunities, but usually if I get somewhere and I'm in a bad position, I'm like, I know there's this thing from here and I won't remember it. And then I'll like look it up and then I'll be like, oh yeah, that's what it is. And then I'll be able to start recalling it later.
And see, for like me, like, again, the reps thing. So like, I think
that's like the whole 10,000 hours thing.
Yeah. I've been thinking about this. I mean, I'm sure I've said this every podcast, but it's like, I work 2 things: working on passing people's guard to paper cut and half guard sweep. That's all I work.
Oh, I did get that north-south choke.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
So, so we'll go back to that in a second. But so that's all I do. All I do is try to half guard sweep everyone and try to paper cut everyone. That's literally all I do. Every once in a while, like I'll fuck with the arm triangle.
You should come to a 10 a.m. or work with me and Richard.
I can't.
Richard,
I'm so busy
Richard has that half guard stuff down. He's been helping me with.
Dude, I've been. You know what's funny though? Because I used to work one variation of half guard sweep. I'm like, this is what I want to do. Once I can get that, I'll move to the next one. But now I've been more dynamic with the half guard sweeps and going deep half and going back to regular half and bringing the knee shield in and switching things and changing grips. And now it's working. It's working. It's working. It's
It's
working on
interesting because
everyone.
you start feeling more comfortable too.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
Right?
dude, I mean, you got to. I had to tell someone this yesterday. I say it every fucking podcast. You got to be comfortable in the uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And I'm down there. When people think they're like crushing me, like Misa's fucking crushing me. I am so comfortable.
Well, from deep half.
Not deep, but regular half.
Wow. Even
But he's
from
cross
half.
facing you. He's working chokes. Like Misa has like. I think he does this to everybody, but I know he does it to me. He's got a game to counteract your game. He
Mhm.
knows what you're going to do, and he's going to hit you with it. So like I mean, the motherfucker is cross facing me. I'm just gritting through it because it's not fun, but I'm not panicking because of it.
You're not panicking. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta hit that. I was telling that to I think Nick yesterday, big purple belt Nick. He was saying something, and I was like, dude, you got to be comfortable in the uncomfortable, man. Because I don't mean to call out other people's roles, but fucking Kyle smother tapped him, and he got up and was like,
What just happened?
he walked over to me and he was like, fuck, and I was like, what happened? He's like, Kyle smother tapped me. I was like, he smother tapped you too, and he was like, fuck, I don't. And then fucking Kyle walks over smiling and shit. I was like, you motherfucker. But he came over smiling. He's like, hey, you like that, huh? And I was like, God damn, dude. He's doing that to everybody?
Savage.
That's fucked up, Kyle. I know you watched this shit.
One time he was rolling with a white belt, and I saw he did that, that leg tingle thing, and that's when you're stuck, and then he goes to the smother tap from there. And I looked at him, and I was like, Kyle, that's a white belt. And he just kind of looked at me and smiled. He goes, I wasn't going to do nothing. And he fucking stopped doing it.
Damn, dude.
But I thought that shit was hilarious.
Giving me flashbacks right now, dude. We
That
talking about
shit's
leg
brutal,
entanglement, dude.
Yeah, that leg, you can't move. You can't do any. Your hips are like weird because you're like
he pins your hips.
Your legs are stuck like this, and you're like pinned, so you can't bend. You can't make any movement. You're stuck there. It's so.
What I try to do when he does that to me is I try to get one of my feet to the ground. I don't care if it's tangled up. I just try to get it to the ground so I can like roll to my hip a little bit,
get a little pressure off.
And then what happens is you gotta start to build a frame to get that to work, and then he grabs your arm and fucking pulls it up, and you're like, fuck.
Yeah,
fuck that motherfucker too. Everyone had fuck everyone today. But back to your fucking rolls in Peoria.
Oh yeah, no.
So like so I had the same thing where I rolled in white belts too. I went to a new school, but it was the professor was a 6th degree black belt. They had a 4th degree black belt, a 1st and 2nd degree black belt, a brown belt, and the rest were white. So it was like 9 white belts. And then I was drilling with the brown belt, and then I rolled with the brown belt first because he wanted to see like what do you got. Yeah. How are you going to react when this dude gives it to you? And I actually put it on his brown belt. And then he was like, okay, roll with this white belt. And this kid came at me hard. And I looked over at the professor, and he looked at me. He was just like, I smashed his fucking dude. I fucking broke his ass off. Because he was coming hard. He was not a kid. He was a man. You know what I mean? I fucking broke his ass off. And then he was like, he saw me being nice. And then when I looked over at him, he looked at me. He was just like,
I was like, fuck it.
So then he was like, okay, you go with the young black belt. And I was like, oh fuck! And then I was fucking going at this dude, and then he just started hitting me with that black belt shit, just like moves an inch, and I'm like, oh fuck! And then he wrist locked me, and I was like, this motherfucker, because I got on top in his half guard, and he went to go frame, and I grabbed his fucking shit, and I was like, ha! And he was able to move his elbow out. Motherfucker slapped me and wrist locked me. I was like, you son of a bitch.
I did roll with the black belt too. I rolled with him.
Did you put it on him? Did you
give
him a smoke?
He definitely was letting me work. I could tell he was letting me work.
That's the worst, dude. That's what happened when I rolled with him, the professor at that school. I threw a triangle up on this motherfucker. I had it deep too, but I was like,
I wasn't like, I was just like I said, I really just wanted to have fun and go get a sweat. So I thought I was happy that like, I'm like fuck, I'm not gonna fight for my life with anyone. And he was super chill, so I was like, all right, I'm just take that's why those first rolls I was like, I'm just gonna play bottom and let them do whatever they want to do. I did balloon sweep. The dude pulled guard on me the first time. Yeah, the dude pulled guard on me the first time, the one where this happened, and then whatever we were playing. But then the second time, I was like, I'm a balloon sweep. I was like, boom, and I fucking threw him. Yeah.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, it was fun though.
Yeah, I didn't roll at all of that when I was gone. I wanted to. I brought like 4 gis. I brought all my no gi setups and shit. And then I got out there and it was like so much driving between the cities, and I was just like, fuck.
I didn't want to go.
My shoulder's feeling good.
I did not want to go. I was like,
force yourself.
It was like 25 minutes away from me, and I was like tired. I just flew in. I laid down for like an hour, and I was like, fuck, I have to get ready now,
Yeah.
And I was talking to my girl. She's like, go. And I was like, fuck. I was like, fine.
So stop being a bitch. Come on.
Pretty much. That's it. And I was like, fuck it. I'm gonna go, because I didn't know it was only white belts.
Yeah.
I didn't know what I was walking into,
Yeah.
so I was just like, fuck it. But yeah, it ended up working out. It was really fucking cool.
Hey, next time you go, I'm going.
Yeah. You should.
But I'm breaking these fools off.
Maybe you'll have some people there. I don't know.
I'll come in with the white belt.
But You know what I realized? I was thinking about now that you said it, how like, I mean, you like as a new school owner, like if someone came in and like decided, and all you had a white belt, decided to try to go off on your white belts, like that's kind of hard to like let people in that way.
For sure, but then it's like you give them the one chance, and they always give you the chance.
Yeah.
I think I told the story before, but when the first or second time I went to Dallas, the same thing. I was Googling places, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then one of the Machado brothers is really big in Dallas. There's like 15 schools there, 10 schools.
Yeah.
So I go there, and it's one of the affiliates, and it was like a 7th degree black belt, 6th degree black belt teaching.
Mm-hmm.
And I called them, and they didn't answer, so I just went. And I rolled in, and I had like my King's bag, and I think I was wearing like jiu-jitsu shorts. And then I just had my shirt, but the King's bag is what threw it off, right? So I go in there, I was like, yeah, I want to, I was like, can I drop in? They're like, oh, we don't do drop-ins here. And I was like, all right. And then I start kind of turning around, and she was like, well, everyone can have a free class. And I was like, what do you mean? She was like, yeah, we do one like intro class for free. And I was like, well, I already do jiu-jitsu. She's like, yeah, I know. But you can do a free class. And I was like, okay. So I tied my shit, and I went and I sat down and I did the class, and I was just playing real light. Like it literally was it was when I was a new blue belt.
Mm-hmm.
There was a bunch of new blue belts and same shit. Everyone was working the same. No one was good.
Yeah.
So there was a couple good people, but in general, it was no one was good. We all rolled.
It was a good roll.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
It was just fun. And I was playing light with everybody, and like there was this white belt kid who came up to me, and like he started talking to me. I was like, hey, I don't go here, man. Like I just dropped in, and I was showing him some shit, just being a good person.
Yeah.
And then when I was leaving, they're like, hey, you can come back every day if you want. And I was like, oh. And she was like, yeah. She's like, normally drop-ins are like, most people charge like $20 a day. But she's like, give me $20 for the week. You can come back. And I was like, okay, cool. And she was like, yeah, we have people come in here and smash everyone from other schools.
Yeah, I can
like,
see
they come in here and beat everyone up. Yeah. So, I can see that for sure. But the reason I say that is like every school I've been to, they give you a chance. You know what I mean? It's like, let's see how you fucking act. Mm-hmm. And then if you act, you're going to get that black belt. You're going to get the mat enforcer. And you're going to have someone break you the fuck off. Yeah. Because unless you're fucking Devin's punk ass, you're getting broken off when you go to a school. I mean, there's always someone at a school that can break you off.
And when I tried to pay him, he was like, man, don't worry about that. And he was just like, I tried to give it to him. I was like, no. He's like, no. He's like, I only put it out there. And he's like, if you're cool, like you're a fucking cool guy. He's like, I'm not going to charge you to come back. He's all, but like, if you were an asshole, then I would have been like, give me that $20.
Yeah, what was that $20?
Yeah, what was that $20?
Some of that $20.
I was like, hey, if you got any rash cards, I'll buy one. And he had some, so I bought a rash card and stuff. But he was like, he come back. He's like, we got class tomorrow, blah 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 blah. And I was like, yeah. I was like, this was really the only day that I knew I was gonna be able to make it. I was like, I did bring an extra gi in case I can get away, but I was like, I'm like booked in meetings and stuff, and then I leave Friday, so I wanted to go back because they had some no gi classes, but I was just working too much, so I couldn't make it. But
dude, fucking traveling doing jiu-jitsu, there's almost nothing better because it's like, dude, like. I've talked to Sloth maybe a total of, I mean, one day I talked to him for like 2 hours, but I mean, I met the guy 3 or 4 times. He's a fucking good dude. I'll text him every once in a while, you know what I mean? Like Devin was traveling out here. I talked to him through Instagram. We text a little bit, but it's like, dude, he was like, hey man, like, we're boys now. It's because like you share something in common. Like the guys, like people that are serious about jiu-jitsu, whether you're good or not, or you're dedicated to
whatever,
you're traveling and you're going to do more jiu-jitsu, dude, everyone respects that shit. And it's like, that's where like jiu-jitsu becomes like this lifestyle. And it's like,
I thought this was a really cool experience for me. Like, I don't know if everyone is going to be like that, but like we were talking, they were like I said, he was telling me stories. He was trying to explain like who Omar was to these guys because they're new. And he was trying to explain like who Omar is, and he was like, man, you're lucky. Like that's fucking lucky,
So when I went to the place I was talking about, when I went to white belts, Marcus Bello, he did the same thing.
Yeah.
He was like, you don't know how lucky you are to be able to train with somebody like, and he was talking about me, and I was like, the fuck? And he was like, this guy's professor is the man. And he like did like a 10-minute speech about it. I was like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, that's kind of how he was. He didn't. Yeah. It was just fucking cool, man. I felt like, I don't want to sound like whatever, but I was like kind of felt honored to be able to like, and then he brought me in and he was like, hey, and he's like, hey, however you roll, he's gonna roll. Yeah. If you want to suffer, then go ahead, test yourself. But I would suggest you don't. Yeah. And he was like, he was just happy. He's like, dude, they don't get to roll with like any high level guys, and he was like, and they want to compete.
And as being the professor, you can only break off your students so many times.
That's kind of what he was saying. He's like, dude, these guys only get to roll with like hard rolls or like me and like the one other like purple belt that he has. He's like, other than that, everyone else is white belts, so they don't get to like really test themselves that much. So I was like, all right, it's cool. So I had fun. Like like you said, my first roll round through them all, I like just played, let them do their thing, and kind of just seeing what they are. I try to really give them different looks, like deep half and like maybe some advanced things that they wouldn't do.
I'm
as a
starting
white
to
belt.
work the deep half again more.
Yeah, so I was trying to show them stuff like just put them in things like that,
Yeah.
and I could tell they were like, "What the fuck is going on?"
So that's got to be the interesting thing about a school with all white belts is like, yeah, you get broke off by the professor, but he's hitting you with such high level magic shit. You don't know what the fuck it is.
Yeah,
either.
exactly.
But like dudes like us who are good, but we're like, we're not black belt level. You hit them with something, they're like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, they don't know what it is.
Because it's like herky jerky still, and like it's not as smooth as it is at black belt. So when you get hit by some hot shit by a black belt, it's like magic.
Yeah,
it just happens.
It just happens.
But then like dudes like us, you feel the setups, you feel everything coming.
Yeah.
So it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So gives them an opportunity to feel. Yeah.
Yeah, I know when I balloon sweeped him because I did it kind of slow. Like I did it this, and I had him. I could see his face. Like he's like, like in his face, like he's like, "Oh shit, what's going on?" It was like because I held him there for like a second before I kind of brought him over. So that was kind of cool. Anyway, I had fun. So yeah, if you guys are out in Peoria, definitely go there. But I'm
break some white belts off.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna go back there. Like I said, I didn't want to. My only thing was like I had a whole week of work. I didn't really want to get all fucking hurt. And
Yeah,
shit.
for sure.
So I was like, this is perfect. I was like, in my mind, I was like, fuck yes, this is gonna be chill.
I definitely had time to do jiu-jitsu maybe 2 or 3 days while I was gone. But dude, my shoulder started feeling good, and I was like, man, it's feeling good. Like maybe I can just take this 2 weeks off just to recover it. It's feeling better. Like I tweaked it again today, doing nothing. Like it's just the movement of it. Like it's weird. Like I was literally, there was something in my shop, and I would have went like this and moved it, but I had something in my hand, so I went like that and moved it, and I was like, oh fuck. Like,
it's also really hard to just be in that mindset to train. Even like I meant to work out.
I'm always ready.
I meant to go work out and lift and stuff. I didn't fucking do anything. I was like, fuck, I don't fucking.
Yeah. I'm pretty motivated on that kind of shit. But like when you're hurt, you're starting to feel good. It's like maybe if I wait another couple days, I'll be good. But I know now it's just going to be an injury. I'm probably going to deal with for the next year. Like when I hurt my knee,
that's one of those finally disappears. Like, oh, whatever happened to that?
Yeah.
Whatever happened to my shoulder?
That's what happened to my knee. It's like, dude, my knee was fucked up, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, my knee's good. Like,
yeah.
So I'm hoping my shoulder gets back to that. I'm gonna start trying to work out again this week, back in the gym, because like, dude, I was like, while I was working out heavy, even up until last week, I'd just be sitting there like, damn, I feel jacked right now. I mean, I don't look jacked, but I'm like, I feel fucking jacked.
I'm back at it again.
Yeah, but you're not injured.
No.
Yeah. But I was sitting there feeling, I was like, man, I'm starting to feel soft again. Like I got to get back. I'm just gonna go start doing the bar. You know what I mean? Like
you just gotta do what you can do.
Yeah.
Period.
But I'm not gonna try to lift heavy at all because I can't. Dude, this shoulder industry is like it's been rough because I want to work out, but I just
you get that BCP.
Yeah, I probably should. Well, that other shit we got supposed to got a bunch of good shit in it.
Yeah, but it doesn't have BCP. That's like helps recover.
So I've heard hit and miss shit on a couple of the homies have taken it, and they said that they thought it worked really good at first.
Where they got it from?
Same place we get it from.
Oh.
They said they got it and it worked really good, but then they're like, then it stopped working. They're like, well, was it mental? Was it not working? Or did it heal? You know what I mean? Like, was it a placebo? So, and like 2 different people told me that. So I don't know.
Either way, injuries are like just part of the game. Gotta get with it.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I've been doing jiu-jitsu the whole fucking time. I took that time off. So I was like, fuck, this is like 10 days off. My excuse is I don't want to drive out of the way or I'm injured. So it's like a pretty good excuse. It's because I was never like, oh, there's the jiu-jitsu place.
It's pretty fucking far.
Yeah.
From your house. Well, the gym, just not
the
jiu-jitsu gym, but just the gym.
Yeah, yeah, because the one by my house fucking sucks, dude.
Oh, does it?
Oh, it's terrible. Dude, it's whack. It's all white people too. You don't realize like how not white you are until you go where there's white people at. Like, do you identify as a white dude? Everyone thinks you're a white dude.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, but you were talking about the Mexican fucking Gatorade earlier.
It's just delicious.
So you're definitely a fucking Latino in the inside, dog.
I don't know. I just do me.
Yeah.
I mean, I probably stand out.
Your wife and my wife are both more Mexican than both of us who aren't Mexican.
Yes,
but so like when you go and it's all white people, like me and Danny were in there.
Uncomfortable.
Dude, me and Danny were in there like for sure, like the fucking gardeners. Like what the fuck? And I'm white, you know what I mean? So it's rough because of that, but also like they didn't have anywhere to deadlift. It was mostly machines. Like they had a couple of. It was just it's whack.
Like a Planet Fitness type.
Yeah, but it was the same gym. Just the one that we go to. Yeah, just the one that we go to is
grimy,
gooned out.
It's actually I've heard it was grimy.
It used to be really grimy.
Oh, it's not that bad.
It's not bad.
No,
not at all. Now it's not bad.
I've been to what gym I used to go to when I was in Imperial Beach. It was like they had like rusted equipment and shit like that. But I liked it because you know what? You
People
would go
in
in
there
there
working.
and people were just working. No one's talking.
Yeah.
No one was, and like you just there in and out, and then
Yeah.
like after like a year of going there, I remember like this old fucking dude was just like, hey, I'd never fucking talked to him. I just see him all the time. And he was like, keep fucking coming. He's like, you're doing good.
Mm.
And I was like, holy shit.
Mhm.
I was like, fucking this old
Yeah.
fucking jack dude. I was like, god damn, man.
What kind of gym was it? It was like Gold or something?
No,
Oh.
it's like a local gym. There was like, it opened at 4 a.m. and then it fucking closed at like 8. So I was there at 4 a.m. every fucking day, just fucking working out. But it was like always the same people. But there was like some old dudes that were like
Just diesel
jacked.
out.
I was like, man, I'll fucking look like that when I'm fucking 70
Dude,
years
you're
old.
old and jacked,
fucking,
dude.
I'm not old. Fuck you. I'm not jacked yet.
Dude, old
I'm not
as hell,
yet.
dog.
Fuck you.
You passed
You-
midlife.
No?
You think you're gonna make it to 80?
I don't know. Maybe. Hopefully. Who
Yeah, I mean,
knows?
hopefully you do.
Who knows?
But, I mean, I was talking to my mom about this today. It's like we were talking about some shit. My mom was moving like a wheelbarrow. She was picking weeds and throwing them in a wheelbarrow. And she wanted me to. She said something to me, and I picked it up and threw it in the back of the trailer. And she was like, "You can move that?" And I was like, "It's not heavy. You're just old." And then she was saying something. We started talking about midlife, and I was like, "Yeah, who thinks that midlife is like you see in the movies? It's like 60-year-olds."
And they're trying to move retirement even later now.
Really?
Yeah, they're trying to make it like 67, 68
Yeah,
or
but
something
but
like
for the
that.
record, midlife is 35.
I don't know about
That's
35.
70 years old.
I guess you're right.
Okay, let's say you make it to 80.
Well, I guess it depends. Most,
Hey, if you make it to 80, you're at midlife right now.
midlife. Yeah, man. Why you gotta be so depressing, fool?
It's 40
God
fighting,
damn.
dog.
You're
Makes you
right.
think about it. Makes
You're
you think
right.
about it.
Makes you think about it. Makes
When
you
there's-
think a little bit different.
These young fucking
But I mean,
snappers out here.
that is like,
they can still fucking get it, though.
I think
dog.
that's the epitome of what I was thinking about 45 is like you gotta keep on it. Like I saw this post and it was like, I think was it your girl or one of the girls I think posted and it was like you don't.
Why are you looking at my girl's
It was
post,
like
dog?
it was like a list of things and it was like, you don't do lunges to get to this. You do lunges so that you can walk upstairs when you get older. You don't do deadlifts so
I
that
feel
you
like
can
my
lift
wife
stronger.
did post that.
And it was like you do deadlifts so
Yeah.
you can pick something up
Yeah,
when you're older.
I feel like
Like
she
there was like a
posted
list
that,
of things and I was
yeah.
like, fuck, that's.
I saw
100%
that too,
true.
so maybe she did post that.
I was like, that's 100% true. Like a lot of the stuff that we're doing now, you're doing so that as we're already at the point where you get
yeah.
older, like shit's gonna get hard.
Well,
You
shit,
gotta
dude.
keep
I used
going.
to, when I'd be working on helicopters 8 years ago, like I'd get under there and it's hard to get under a helicopter. It's hard to get out, you know what I mean? But we started doing jiu-jitsu. I fuck around. I'll get under there and start shrimping around and shit. And like, I'll like technical stand up to get out and shit, you know what I mean? Like,
I guess I was sleeping last night, and my wife's like, "Man, you almost fucking hit me." She's like, "You were like sleeping," and she's like, "And you turned over, but you turned over like you were sweeping someone or somebody." And she's like you were sweeping someone. You were just like boom and flipped over. And she's like, "You almost fucking hit me." I was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
She's like, "Look." She showed me on her like sleep thing. It was like
Yeah.
a spike and
Yeah.
shit. I was like, "So I don't fucking know."
yeah, but like when you're,
Even in my sleep, I'd be going, ha 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 ha, in my sleep.
fucking, let's go get black
The
belts. in
grind never stops.
Dude, let's go get black belts in Taekwondo.
Just go fucking do it. Be like, how much?
No, I'll just roll up in there and be like, all right, let me fight the professor. Like, yo, what are they, sensei or whatever?
Yeah.
Yo, sensei, if I can beat you, can we get a fucking black belt right now? Just fucking throw that fool and whoop his ass on the ground. But what's up,
Oh
bitch?
man.
We should get black belts in Taekwondo, though. And then tell everyone we're black belts. Not specifying what.
Not specify.
Oh, dude, when I was in Austin, we went out to this bar. And my brother was just talking to some chick. And she must
Is that
have...
where you were this last trip?
Yeah, Austin. I went all over down. I was fucking Dallas, Austin, San Antonio, Houston, fucking New Braunfels. I went to like 7 cities. So my brother's we're just at the bar drinking or whatever, and we're talking. He's not like hollering at this girl. They're just talking or whatever. And they say something. She must have said something about jiu-jitsu or something like that. And he was like, "Oh, my brother does martial arts." This bitch went like this, looked at me, and looked at my ears, and then she was like, "Oh, okay, I see it." And then he was like, "Come over here." And I started talking to her, and she's like, "Yeah, I ear checked you." And I was like, she was like, "Yeah, I didn't want to make sure you weren't doing like Taekwondo or some gay shit." And then she fucking trains at B team, and I had like
that's fucking cool.
at Henzo Gracie.
Oh, that's dope.
Where Mary Galley teaches at.
Yeah.
I was like, "You ever take any Mary Galley classes?" And she was like, "Nah, he does 5 a.m."
You know, geeking out.
Yeah. No, we started talking about it because like she said something, and I was wearing like construction. I was just wearing like my regular like Carhartt sweater and shit like that. I wasn't like wearing any jiu-jitsu gear. And she's like, "Yeah, I ear checked you. I could see your ears were fucked up." And then I was like, "Oh, where do you train at?" she was like, oh, I train in Austin. I was like, we're in Austin, bitch. Where do you train at? No. And then she was like, oh, I train at Henzo Gracie. And I was like, oh, shit, at Henzo Gracie Austin? And I was like, you ever take lessons in Mary Cali? And I started going off, and then she was just like, no, he teaches at 5 a.m. I'm not about it.
When I was sitting at the bar, just eating dinner, sitting at the bar, and this fucking drunk dude comes up, and he's like standing. He comes sitting next to me, and he's like sitting there, and he goes, man. He goes, this year is like, it's hard to tell, but it's like, you could tell it's like fucked up.
If you really look, you can tell.
Well, I'm sitting there, and he goes, you know what I learned as a bouncer? I was like, what? He said, never fuck with people
Dudes like
with ears like yours. And then he started talking about jiu-jitsu and stuff. I'm like, yeah, whatever. We started talking about jiu-jitsu for a while. I thought that shit was funny because I was just like,
I've been like, yeah, you ever seen this? And there's this fucking dude at the gym that keeps going up to Bobby, and I'd be like, are you sure you're not a fighter?
He coming up to Bobby?
Yeah, he keeps asking him if he's a fighter. It's happened like 3 or 4 times, I think. I think that dude's trying to fuck Bobby. You gotta watch your cheeks, Bobby.
Bobby, someone's trying to.
That fool's big, though. I think Bobby will get him. Hit him with the hot shit. He's a big dude, though.
I feel like I haven't been there in a week, dude. It feels like forever.
So I trained last. I left Dallas at 8:30 a.m. on Thursday, and I got home at 7:30 a.m. the next day. So I slept from 7 to about 10:30. Did the rest of my day and was up in that bitch last night.
Nice.
Letting everyone fucking know.
Yeah, I didn't get home until
I ate like 15 pounds of candy last week too.
I did have a lot of candy too. I had those stupid nerds that I
Oh,
get.
dude. They have them on sale at Buc-ee's. They're only $4 for the big ass bag.
I had 2 bags.
I probably ate 4 of those.
I
probably ate 4 of them.
I had 2 bags.
No, 4 full bags.
I know. I only had 2.
Okay.
The big ones.
Yeah.
And then fucking, I was in the meetings, and I kept trying to get people to like take, and they wouldn't eat it. They're like, no, you know. And then like halfway through the day, I'm like, take it. And then they started taking them. Like, I was like, you guys don't eat them. I'm fucking eating them all. This is dangerous.
Dude.
And I was joking with the dude because he was like looking at how many calories, and he's like, dude, it's like whatever for 16 pieces. I was like, yeah, but I was like, if you take a break, like at 15, and you take a break, and then you come back like in 30 minutes, you have more. They don't count.
They don't count.
That's what
I agree with that.
I was like, they don't count.
That's what I do. Because I'll eat them when I'm driving. I'll eat like 15 minutes. I'll stop and I'll come back.
Yeah. And then he started eating them. I was like, that's right.
Dude, fucking Buc-ee's. I get them every time I go. I think it's called like an overbite or something. They got these things. It's like a hockey puck of chocolate. They have a bunch of different ones, but it's like a chocolate hockey puck full of peanut butter. And it's not like a Reese's peanut butter. It's like smooth peanut butter.
Like, okay. It's just delicious.
I think I ate like 5 of them.
Jesus Christ.
Because I kept buying them and I'm like, okay, I'll save this for later. I'll save it for later. Then I'll be like 30 minutes down the road. Be like, I'm like, fuck, I was supposed to save this.
Yeah.
Dude, I probably drank like 45 Dr. Peppers. I mean, Dr. Peppers.
I drank water and energy drinks and lots of liquor. That's it. I stay away from the beer. They went out to the bars and I would just have beer instead of fucking.
You have liquor instead of beer?
Yeah, I'd have liquor instead of beers and stuff.
I usually get fucked up when I go to Austin, but we didn't, like, the vibe was kind of off this time. And, like, we went to the bars, but, like, I think total I had 6 drinks over 2 days. You know what we need to find, though? Every time we go to this one bar, my brother and his boys play this game. We have to find a bar to play this game.
Okay.
Golden Tee. It's like this golf game where, like, you take, it's like a full game, but you roll this ball to hit it. Oh, man, it's so fucking fun.
Like,
dude,
I
it's
think I've
so
seen that
fun.
before, but I've never
it's
played
expensive as fuck.
Yeah, I've never played
It's $4 a person.
Holy shit.
But the game lasts like 30 minutes.
Oh, that's worth it.
30 minutes like a person. So, like, if you're like, we sat there and played.
Yeah, that's worth it.
It took 3 of us like an
it
hour
like
and a half.
18 holes.
Yeah, it's 18 holes.
Oh,
yeah. It took us like an hour and a half to get through.
Oh, and you just play? You keep playing?
You play just like a regular game of golf.
Is it like a screen, right?
Yeah. Dude, it's so fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should do that. We should find a Golden Tee place.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
Or we could just go fucking. What's that?
Go play golf. Top golf.
Not Top Golf, but in Menifee, there's like a crazy looking like miniature golf fucking indoor like crazy
Marietta,
Menifee. I don't know.
I think it's Marietta.
But they have like a crazy look indoor one, and it's like all like glow in the dark and like all trippy and shit like that. Looks pretty cool. I was thinking about doing that today, but I ended up fucking doing other shit. So
I think we're rambling. Our shit's dying.
oh shit, it is dying. That's it.
Hit it with a nose.
Wait, we gotta get better at this.
Oh, like and subscribe.
Yeah.
Shit.
How about you guys hit the like and subscribe and leave a comment and all that stuff before we end this.
If you don't, I'm gonna sweat on you. Tell your friends. I know all you motherfuckers. Go tell your friends to listen to this shit.
Tell your friends, please, please.
Please.
Anyways, no.
Nos.